What's your name, ma'am?
Tanja Edwards.
Thank you. Yeah, 1 minute. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for your patience. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm here because we're trying our best to deal with the situation on the Crenshaw corridor where I live, where I resided for over 40 years now. I'm very passionate. As I believe in Jesus, I believe in my community, and I believe in this Afiba Center because it is the only Black community center that we have. And I pause when I say Black, because we as Black people are suffering, and we have suffered long enough. But it's time now to stop complaining about it and stand up and make sure that we obtain what's ours. And we believe that the Afiba Center has stood there for 10 years, plus 10 years, plus 5 years, long enough to have seen lives change, long enough for us to make other things happen in our community that will benefit us as Blacks. And we don't have that anywhere else. So we're asking you guys not to evict the Afiba Center, but keep the Afiba Center because it's the place that we call home. And it is a place that we only have to go to build our.
Okay, your time's up, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, ma'am, your time is up. Thank you so much. Appreciate your presence. Thank you. Okay, your time's up. Please, you're more than welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Is there a Carol Jacques? Carol Jacques? Eddie Martinez? How about a Seymour? Amster? Miss Holiday? Followed by Kim Jurgen? Miss Holiday?
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak before my chambers.
Yes.
Because I am a Los Angeles. I'm here today to ask that you remove the bars from our community in the fashion of taking away the bars from Leimert Park. When I pass by, it feels like I am imprisoned. It feels like I'm being kept out of the park that is the Black community to all over America, to other communities. They know about Leimert Park. And I'm also asking you to save the Afiba Center. That is where we discuss matters. We don't have another place to go. Please save our center. It is as important as history, science, and math in school. We now know that recreation and exercise is important for our kids. In our community, health, welfare, and recreation.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name, ma'am?
Kim Jurgen. I guess Marquise Harris Dawson might feel like he's lucky today because he's not here. He's going to Washington, D.C. for the Congressional Black Caucus to make a speech on how to save and preserve our Black communities. And part of his plan right now is the eviction of the Afiba Center, to put up a 12-story edifice that says Crenshaw. So not only is he evicting the Afiba Center, but he's also destroying the Black businesses along the Crenshaw corridor to put up a 1.3-mile art gallery. I say rescind the eviction. We need the Afiba Center and save our Afiba Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Zara Jabari? Jabari Jermaine? Followed by Molly Bell.
Good morning. My name is Jabari Jamani. I'm a firefighter here in the city of Los Angeles. For over 33 years, I've risked my life to make sure that our community is safe. As well, now I work in the community. I'm still active as a firefighter. but I'm active in our community as well. And for over 20 years, as the director of the Afiba Center at Old Fire Station 54, I've been proud to present programs that have heightened the level of consciousness, cultural education, and the welfare of the residents in this particular city and region. It's ironic that we be presented by Councilman Marquise Harris Dawson with an eviction notice. This is someone who says he's fighting gentrification, but the gentrifiers aren't encroaching upon our space. He is. It's ironic that he would be in D.C. talking against the things he is implementing here in Los Angeles. Ironic. So we would ask everyone here to support this community space to remain, because it adds to the cultural enrichment of this city in general. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Save the Afiba Center.
Sir, Molly Bell, Miss Bell.
Yeah, reparation, remember our ancestors. My name is Molly Bell, and I'm straight out of Compton, but I'm also a citizen of all of Los Angeles. It belonged to us. I come before you on this 9/11. We're remembering that a foreign entity, somebody attacked the United States of America and tried to destroy it, but it did not happen. Well, somebody is trying to attack the black community, the Afiba Center, and they're trying to destroy it by evicting us. We've been there 25 years, paid our lease, handled our business, kept that place clean, kept it safe for the community. It's been used by us for just everything that we need, and now we're under attack. So today is 9/11. We're calling 911. 911. We need help, and we're asking you to help us save the Afiba Center. Save the Afiba Center. Thank you very much. I wish Marquise Harrison Dawson was here, but he's not. So, Kern Price, tell him what I said.
Thank you. Dr. Rosie Milligan, followed by Lynn Moe, followed by Khalifa Bey. Dr. Milligan?
Good morning. My name is
Good
Dr.
morning.
Rosie Milligan. I'm the self-appointed mayor of South Central. That's who I am. And I'm here to say that it is important. Many of you may not understand what takes place at the Afiba Center. So it's hard to make a decision about something that you don't know anything about. So I know that's kind of hard. But as they're mentioned here, that is the cultural center. That is where we meet. That is where we hold everything that's important for our community. So I think it's important not to evict, for the city to evict us from that Afiba Center. So we need your help. If you care, and I believe you do, I believe you just don't know, but I hope you gather enough information here today to say no to eviction from that Afiba Center. If you want to do the right thing, instead of evicting, you know what you can do. You need to give it to us.
Thank you. Is there Lynn Moe, followed by Khalifa Bey? Khalifa Bey here? You can make your way to the center. Thank you. And Lynn Moses.
Moses.
Your name?
Greetings. We have a representative form of government, supposedly. The largest problem in the black community for black people is we have no representation. We have Clarence Thomas, we have Donald Trump, we have Herb Wesson, we have the biggest bootlicking Uncle Tom Sambo, Mark Ridley Thomas, and we have Marquise Dawson. Sambos. The Afiba Center was opened by a white woman. We have the only community center in that area, a white woman. All these other Sambos, Ridley Thomas, Bernard Parks, and Sambo Dawson, now trying to close the Afiba Center, was opened by a white woman and Brother Jabari 20 years ago. Now Dawson wants to put up the Destination Crenshaw joke. There will be no white business non-picketed
Thank you.
on Crenshaw Boulevard.
Thank you.
You need to tell Dawson that.
Khalifa Bey.
What's going on with Mason?
Thank you, sir. Your time's up. Thank you, sir. Your time's up. Khalifa Bey. Is there a Jean Carrion?
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khalifa Bey. I am with the LA South Chamber of Commerce. And our mission at the South Chamber of Commerce is to preserve the business environment within South Los Angeles. That is our mission. I've been going to the Afiba Center for years now, and it's a viable part of our community. Be that as it may, we want win-win. It has to be a public-private partnership. There was a motion signed by Price, Dawson, and Marquise. It was a motion that understands the plight of what's going on in our community. So if you want to preserve economic development in South LA for an institution that's already doing, it's an arts and cultural district. Destination Crenshaw is supposed to be arts and cultural. So what are we doing here? Marquise never shows. But anyway, the LA South Chamber.
Thank you. Jean Carrion, Tasha Thomas, Eddie Martinez, Asata Umuja, Asada, A-S-S-A-T-A. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, yes. Actually, I would like to defer my time.
We don't do that here, ma'am.
Oh, you don't do this here?
No, ma'am. You have 1 minute to speak.
All right. I am not a resident of the 8th District, but I have been utilizing the services provided by the Afiba Center since my youth. Afiba Center hosts and represents a powerful diversity of political perspectives, programming, everything ranging, arts and cultures has been mentioned, but everything ranging from health education to general education to tutorial support. It's a place where the community can come and create and develop and expand. It is, if not unique, certainly rare. And it's not something we intend to lose.
Thank you. Your name, ma'am?
My name is Asata Umoja. I'm with the Hyde Park Organizational Partnership for Empowerment. And one of the first things I want to say is that our organization filed through the Park Mesa Heights Community Council an impact statement that definitely spoke against how Destination Crenshaw is coming into our community. First of all, it's not a community-inspired project, and actually what it is doing is actually taking up property and spaces that we want to see used for commercial spaces. We want to preserve our current cultural institutions. And I want to say also, you know, city property is community property, and if it's community property, then we have a right to say how we want to see that property be used. And here's a part of the problem. The Afiba Center has been in the community for over 20 years. The city, when it was in city property, never maintained it. It was an eyesore. And when the Afiba Center came there, they maintained that property. They've been good stewards. They've had programs there that deal from social, cultural, and political. And now Marquise Dawson wants to evict them, not only evict them, but real rotten way. And we say, save the Afiba Center.
Thank you. Brian, is there please, don't disrupt the meeting, please. Let's get these, I want to get through the speakers here. Brian Franklin. So Brian Franklin, please come forward, followed by Fred Jones. Good afternoon.
Greetings, council members. I'm Brian Franklin, the proclaimed mayor of Crenshaw Boulevard, bestowed upon me by over 250 businesses that I work with day in and day out. We bought CrenshawBoulevard.com over 7 years ago because we knew that the construction in the corridor would disrupt the businesses in the corridor. Now, timing is everything. Now that the rail line is almost done at the corner, basically, of Crenshaw and Slauson, specifically at 5730 Crenshaw, they would like to evict the Afiba Center. And timing, again, is just, I think, way off. We are asking and also demanding that you take a look at the benefits of having the Afiba Center at 5730 Crenshaw so that we can continue the work to keep peace in our community. The Afiba Center is very, 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 very crucial. Again, I want to thank you for your time. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve that message.
Thank you. Your name, please.
This is James Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Whoa, the blind Jones.
All right, here you go, Pops.
Right here?
Right here, yeah.
Good morning, or good
Good morning.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm James Frederick Jones. I teach African drumming at the Afiba Center, and of course I'm here to speak in support of its being kept open. We are building a school there that will help us to teach African dance, African drumming, African languages, and folklore. We feel this is very important for our children and our elders, our young people as well as old people, to love themselves more. As we love ourselves more, we're going to do less crime. We're going to build more business. Now, when I was growing up in St. Louis back in the 70s, we got terrible education. We got books like Little Black Sambo to teach us to hate ourselves. So now we need to build these institutions like the Afiba Center so we can learn to love ourselves and build for a new future.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you. Mrs. Hobart Pierce. Mrs. Hobart Pierce, followed by Valerie Evans. Ms. Evans, please come forward, followed by Tabiti Umoja. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Today is a perfect day for me to speak because 9/11 represents destruction, and I'm here to speak against the destruction that's occurring at the Crenshaw gentrification project, the loss of black businesses, the creation of homelessness, and of course, the eviction of Afiba Center, which we will not tolerate. The Afiba Center is a community cultural center that we must have, and we want to preserve that, and I'm asking for your support. The destruction of the black community has to end now. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Evans?
Good afternoon. My name is Valerie Evans, and I do live in the 8th District. I'm here since earlier, just watching the members who sit behind this council and watching the different people. It seems as though this is really a botheration. Public comment seems to be a botheration to you all. That it doesn't seem like there's much attention being paid to the outcries of the public. I see people reading their text messages, and I see people's backs turned, and I see people having conversation with other people, but the public is crying out to save a community center. And I don't know what it is that the public has to do to be able to be heard in a real way. You represent the public, as I understand it, unless I'm incorrect, but you represent the public, and I would think that would be of your interest to hear us as we speak about what the ills are in our community.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you. Your name, please?
Hi, my name is Tabiti Umoja, and I am a...
Mr. Umoja, hold on. We have Lawana Gant. Please come forward in the center. Abron Farley, Jr. No, you're first, sir. You can speak first. Yeah, I called you up already. I just want to line up speakers so we can move.
Sure.
Thank you for your presence. Good afternoon.
All right, thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Yeah, my name is Tabiti Umoja. I am a teacher here in the 8th District, and I also teach health class at the Afiba Center for the last 9 years. And the Afiba Center has been in our community for the last 20 years, and as we know, we've been served in eviction. When you evict the Afiba Center, you're also evicting the black community, because the Afiba Center is the heartbeat and the conscience of the black community. And I would like these so-called city leaders that are in front of us to address the displacement of black people throughout this city. The word is, wherever black people are gathering, wherever we're organizing, wherever we're networking, kick them out and lock it up. Leimert Park, kick them out, lock them up. Old Magic Starbucks, kick them out, lock them up. Marathon, kick them out, lock them up. And now the Afiba Center, kick them out and lock them up. Our children are watching. So our leaders that are standing in front of us, do the right thing, because in the future, you're going to be looked at as a hero or a sellout. Make the right decision. We want to keep the same leadership that we've had at the Afiba Center for the last 20 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is LaWanna Gitt. I know I look real nice with this wig on and all this jewelry on, but that wasn't the case. I was on drugs for 26 years. I am a victim of the Grim Sleeper. This community, Crenshaw community, and this Afiba Center that you have, if it wasn't for this center, I wouldn't be here, standing here today with all my 25 cases expunged, working with sex trafficking women, a drug and alcohol counselor, okay? Without the Afiba Center, I would be robbing you. It was a trip because when I came here, I used to be in that courthouse next door. I remember coming in the court bus as many times. All the judges in CCB know me. I'm big, Google me. LaWanna Wilson, Grim Sleeper, didn't sleep. CNN came in. My grandfather was the first black man for 8 times. I watched black elders pave the way for us. And y'all that came in with gentrification and intimate domains and took everything out of our community. I don't know what's going to happen to the youngsters over there if y'all don't stop. It's not always about the money. It's about your people.
Thank you so much for being here. Is there a Matthew Lewis? Matthew Lewis.
Avery Farley Jr.
Hold on, Mr. Farley. Thank you. Matthew Lewis, please come forward after Mr. Farley. Is there Misty LeGrand? Ernest Corona? Justin Lane? All right, Mr. Farley, the floor is yours. Good afternoon.
I'm here to help to save the Afiba Center. Mark Dawson is a sellout. He's Uncle Tom because he knows this is the only center we have in the LA that's in I'm a 50-year resident of the 8th district, and I've seen this center culturally do things for the community, for our people. And the gentrification that's going on right now is taking our community out of our, our spaces through these developments and all these other people coming here, so-called Crenshaw corridor or whatever. And since he's in Washington, D.C., in our apartment, we have to have our empowerment to be here today. So excuse me, I don't like what happens to our community. So we're here to save the Afiba Center. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
Save the Afiba Center. Save the Afiba Center.
So for those here for the ad hoc on the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games Committee, the committee will begin promptly at the conclusion of this council meeting. So your name, please?
Michael Hills.
Mike?
Mike Hill.
Mike Hill?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm here to say the Afiba Center also. Back in the day, they took the trays out of schools. That was one of the attacks on blacks. You have kids coming through school, and now you're teaching them all how to take a test. When I came through, we had trades in schools, and kids would come out of schools with a trade. They can go right into a job or to an apprenticeship. Now they come out, boo-boo ain't going to college, you know that. And then the kids are coming out, and the ones that can make it through college, they come out with $50,000 to $200,000 worth of student loans. And then they have, it's like a legalized carpetbagging situation. Now you're saying you want to build apartments and stuff for the homeless. And when the apartments are built, only 10% are for the homeless.
Thank you.
And they can't afford the apartments that are being built. You know that. They're only getting $200 a month.
Thank you. Luis Campos, Joanne Kim, Mohammed Al-Atta, Jacqueline Spindler. Mr. Spindler, you're disrupting this meeting. That's your last warning. Mohammed, Jacqueline Richardson, Lauren Natoli, Genevieve Liang, Andy May, R.W. Akili, is there Miss Johnson Russell? Your name, sir?
R.W. Akil.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
I want to support the Afiba Center. I want to bring light to the fact that the Destination Crenshaw looks like it's a waste of money to me. Number one, the 12-story sign saying Crenshaw, unnecessary islands in the middle of the street. This is, to me, a waste of funds. Rather than spend money to put up this fake sign, they should be supporting the Afiba Center in whichever way that they need to be supported. Support the Afiba Center at every step of the way and make Destination Crenshaw something real by involving the people who do things on Crenshaw Boulevard in whatever is supposed to be done on Crenshaw Boulevard and not impose stuff upon us. We don't need that. Help the Afiba Center. Support the Afiba Center. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you to the members of the community, the Afiba Center. Thank you for your advocacy. It's refreshing to hear all your testimony. But let me just forewarn you, what you're about to hear is not going to be pretty. We have the First Amendment right, and I do have to call on a number of individuals who come to this council chambers and speak in a way that you may not agree with what they have to say. But again, we need to. You have filled out a card, sir? Yes, I did. What's your name? Pastor Eddie Jones. Okay, come forward. We'll give you your minute, Pastor.
I'm Pastor Eddie Jones, president of the Los Angeles Civil Rights Association. And it is a civil right, a constitutional right, and a human right for the community members to be able to get together and analyze and evaluate how to keep it together. But if you close down a building, that particular building was the marketplace there. And there we had the Heart and Soul Grill. We took the Heart and Soul Grill and we turned it into a restaurant. But it started at the Afiba Center with our dear brother Jabari. I'm asking that you guys analyze and evaluate how to add on to the Afiba Center. You can do some artwork and do some things to help keep it open. Do you know how many kids come there to get leadership, motivation, integrity, dignities, social skills, and etiquette? How many kids are learning? And I think you should be quiet on this side of the room so you can hear this side of the room. I think it should be respect, like I'm giving you respect, and I waited for my turn. Please give us the respect that we deserve because it's my time now. So I do want to say this in closing. A revolution is coming, and it will not be televised.
Thank you. Okay, Eric Previn, please come forward, followed by Arnold Sachs.
Afiba stands for the African American Benevolent Association, and this is an important community center, and yet today the same tone from this group is the tone that the folks at El Centro del Pueblo are experiencing from this council, which is kind of we're moving on. And I got to tell you, it is going to be a little bit of a revolution because, you know, we were in Studio City the other, where'd Krikorian go? He slip out the back. There's Wesson hiding, sticking Joe Buscaino in here with the community from CD8 while Marquise is in Washington, and you stick Buscaino in there. Good work, sir. Unfrickin' believable. Holly Mitchell's running for 2nd District Supervisor, and so is Jan Perry. I take a look at both of them because I think this game is over. Enough is enough with manipulating people in Los Angeles, putting on this stage show every single day with Fauble there lying to people, and Bonin flipping this way, that way, and then Mitch O'Farrell, the little pernicious one, rules the day. Good luck, and tell Mayor Garcetti he ought to come out and talk to the people in Studio City about his big plans. Ask Krikorian how it went. Not that good. We don't want 3-story whatever.
Arnold Sachs, please come forward. Followed by Wayne and Antonia to wrap this up.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Arnold Sachs. By the way, it's not a privilege to come speak before you. It's actually an opportunity It's a right to come speak before you. And what you should be doing is, instead of not allowing us to speak for 2 minutes or 3 minutes on these hot issues, we should be granted more time. But, you know, council is council. Herb, nice move. Housing, playgrounds, or community centers. Screw the public, or screw the public. Take your pick. A lot of hard lifting going on today. I'd say this about your other item that you had on the agenda. Instead of BAM, Broadway and Main, the park, how about HAM, housing at Main? You could put homeless people in the corner park right here, and they could look out from City Hall and say, we've actually done something about housing. 25 years, 25 years, 25 years, 25 years. Oh, I know my time is up. Tough.
Wayne, you're up. Arnold, you're now
Mr. Sachs,
disrupting
you're
this
done.
meeting. This is your last warning. You are disrupting this meeting. Okay, you've been given a warning. Please see Mr. Sachs at the door. Mr. Sachs, hold on. Mr. Sachs needs to leave. He disrupted this meeting after a warning, so you got to leave the chambers. Have a good rest of the afternoon.
Come back for the special. I can't come back.
Mr. Sachs, you're disrupting the meeting. You've been ordered to leave. Please go.
Thank you, Sergeants.